Surprisingly, most people think they truly know themselves, but in reality, they only know a version that they have been acting out for years. True self-improvement starts when you begin to see yourself honestly. And that is actually harder than it sounds. Today we are talking about the power of self-awareness and how it can change your life. Welcome back to Subtle Wisdom. If you watched my last video, you know we started with solitude as a first step to self-improvement. But once you have made time in solitude, once you have created time to be alone, to ponder upon your life, the next step is self-awareness, which is the ability to see yourself clearly without distortion or denial. What actually is this self-awareness? Self-awareness is not just knowing your favorite color or your personality type. It is being able to see your strengths, your weakness, habits, patterns, and accept them without letting ego or shame get in the way. It is knowing how you affect others and how your inner world drives your outer actions. Why is self-awareness rare? Most of us live the inside stories we have been telling ourselves for years. I'm just bad at relationships, or I can't focus. But these stories are often outdated and incomplete. Without self-awareness, you live inside a script that you didn't even write. Spotting your blind spots is actually a very key aspect of self-awareness. We all have our blind spots, and these are behaviors that we can't see, but everyone else around us notices them. Why is it that these are behaviors that are inherent, but only you are the only person that is unable to see that you are having that behavior? It is because it is a blind spot. And if you're not careful, you will never notice it. So blind spots are those behaviors in oneself that every other person around sees, but the individual himself is unable to notice it. And what do you have to do? You need to ask honest feedback. Ask for feedback from people that you trust. Look deeply to notice those patterns in your life. If something keeps repeating, you are probably contributing to it. Reflect on your emotional triggers. What makes you defensive or uncomfortable even points to a truth that you are actually avoiding. What are the steps that you need to take to guide against things like this? 1, you need to note them down honestly. Journal them without editing. Meditate on them. Notice your thoughts without judgments. Make a 360 feedback. Hear how others perceive you without judging them. May have a daily check-in. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where could I have done better? These are the subtle questions that helps you get aware or be aware of yourself. Once you have known yourself, you make decisions from a point of clarity rather than that of confusion. You stop chasing things you don't truly want. You start building habits that actually fit your life instead of copying someone else's routine. Self-awareness isn't really about beating up yourself. Self-awareness works best when paired with self-compassion. You see your flaws, but you also at the same time see your progress. The goal isn't to judge yourself, but to understand yourself better so that you can grow. These are a few practical steps you can adopt to actualize self-awareness. You could spend 10 minutes of your time on a daily basis journaling about yourself, the things that you have noticed about yourself. Ask an honest friend of yours, what is that one thing that I do not notice? You'll be surprised at the kind of feedback you get back. Once a week, reflect on yourself. Make it as a challenge to reflect upon yourself so that you actually see more. This is not actually to judge you, but just to put a light, beam a light on yourself to realize your true self. Self-awareness is like turning the lights on in a dark room. Suddenly, you see where you are standing and where you can go next. Combine self-awareness with solitude, and you would have built a very strong foundation for any change you want to see in your life. If this video has helped you, do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you watch our next video in our life improvement series, which will be tagging defining your personal values, your inner compass for life decisions. Do not forget, see you in our next video.